What is going on, everybody? My name is Ciara Lawler. Welcome back to another week of Weird News Wednesdays. This is the Heroes for Hire podcast. We are back again talking all the strangest news stories from around the world. We talk about the news that the real news is too afraid to talk about. As always, I am joined by my partner in crime, Mr. Shaun Meehan. Shaun, how's it going?
I'm doing really well, Connor. Do you think we should change the intro music?
Into what?
Some kind of R&B hip-hop type thing, maybe. Just so you get a bit more street cred with the kids.
Do you think that would get us street cred? Or maybe it would be seen as like two dads trying to get street cred?
Oh, I saw a thing actually the other day, and it was that pop punk is the new dad rock. And that hurt me to my very soul. Because that's all I have, Connor.
If any kids start insulting American Idiot, the greatest album of all time, I'll walk, Sean. I will walk.
American Idiot. Oh, a Dookie. A fine contributor to the whole thing.
This is a great start to Weird News this week. Sean, this is Weird News. What do we do here?
You have spent the week gathering all of the weirdest news stories from around the world. You're about to read them all out to me, a man who has been too busy listening to Green Day and Fall Out Boy to look at any weird. A man who is far, far too white for mine or anyone else's good, let me just tell you. I don't know what that means.
The sun just looks at you and goes, fuck off. Fuck off.
Your time is over, old man.
So look, Weird News this week. We're starting off covering a story of love.
Okay, now it's a weird love.
No, it's not a weird love.
It's weird news.
It's what they've done to other people that's weird, because I have a couple that have sparked some fury at their wedding because they've asked their wedding guests to do one particular thing all day.
I have seen this. Wait, okay. Is this the puppet thing?
It is the puppet thing,
Oh,
Sean.
yes. This came up over casual conversation, Connor.
Couple spark fury after asking wedding guests to buy £125 puppets to wear all day. That's every guest, every single one of them owning a £125 puppet and wearing it all day.
Wearing it on there. Now, we're talking like hand puppets, not like the Big Bird fucking costume puppet thing.
Some lad turns up in a Barney costume. Fucking hell.
I mean, look, it's your wedding day. You can do whatever you want. It is an asshole move to ask guests to do that, I think.
See, this is where the tricky thing comes in, is are they the asshole? Yeah, as the Reddit thread normally covers of...
Which, we could do a whole podcast, by the way, just reading those posts and
they're amazing.
They're so good.
Half of them are fake, but the other half are like too specific to be fake. And I'm just like, sometimes I'm like, no, you're not the asshole.
You don't deserve this. No, like 125 quid for an accessory for the day. Which, what happens? What are you going to do with that afterwards? Like,
well, it's a signal of love, Sean. It's a symbol.
But like, so is being married. You don't need the puppets there.
A couple who met through their shared love of puppetry claim they want to incorporate this passion into all aspects of their upcoming wedding. However, not everyone is happy about it. The soon-to-be husband and wife first locked eyes during a college puppetry class. Surely they were the only two there.
One of them was teaching the class, the other had wandered into the wrong room.
The other one walked in and just looked around, the place was empty. It's like, is it the right room?
Did they lock eyes with each other or with the puppets?
Puppets hate each other.
Oh, that would be a great bit if they were madly in love, but the puppets didn't get along.
And I'm sure they've done that bit. I know, at like dinners.
Absolutely. How involved are the puppets in their everyday life is my question.
If you're in a fight, are the puppets also fighting?
Or do the puppets have a very successful double act and they're going to be professional about the whole thing?
Yeah, like they're going to like put it to the side because they're trying to make some money.
Yeah. The only time, by the way, that you're like having a puppet on you at all times, the only time is that useful is when you're taking something hot out of an oven, because you've got an inbuilt glove right there.
That's the only time.
The one and only time. Also, if you wander onto set of the Muppets show, that's the other time it's helpful.
That's the other time. There's only 2 times. Everyone knows that. That's all they talk about.
That's day 1 of primary school.
One of my favourite tweets of all time is that... Isn't it the tweet about the puppetry class or the ventriloquist class? It's like first day in the class, and it's like first rule of ventriloquism club is that we don't tell anyone about it. Haha, that's only a joke. First rule is, of course, don't fall in love with your puppet. It's such a dumb joke that I always laugh at whenever I see it. So as their love grew, the former performing arts students considered Hat Boy and Daisy in love as well. That's the puppets, I can only assume.
I was assuming. I
hope Hat Boy isn't the name of something else. I
what a lazy name, by the way.
I knew they wanted them to be part of their wedding. To this day, they still use their Muppet-style puppets, not puppet-style Muppets, both at home and at their local theatre. At home. Really?
Oh, yeah, but what do you do? Who's it for at home, right? Because puppets are, they're about performing. They're about like putting on an act and entertaining people. But when it's just the two of you talking to each other through puppets, there's an issue there, I feel.
Maybe you don't have good communication skills with each other. Maybe you can only say your deepest, darkest fears to each other through puppets.
But why would you marry that person then?
Because there's the only person other than you in the world that has a puppet that they talk through.
Okay, yeah, that's a fair point. But I also feel maybe you can work with what if they go into like couples therapy and the therapist pulls out some puppets and is like, now we're going to act this out, and they're fucking game for it. They're so ready to go.
The bride and groom have invited their troupe of fellow puppeteers to their wedding, and even
they're all puppeteers.
Oh, puppeteers, Sean, and even want the ceremony to be officiated by puppets, believing this will make for incredible pictures.
So wait, they're part of a puppet theatre group?
Yes.
Is this just an elaborate stage play?
I think it might be, yes.
If the puppets get married, is that legally binding? Or if a puppet marries you, where does that stand in the eyes of the law?
Next week we're going to have like a phone in from Kermit, but he's going to like muffle his voice. It's going to be like a blackout.
It's like Jerry Adams back in the day.
We got to tell him. We got to ask him all these questions. So they've also asked guests to bring along a high quality puppet of their own in lieu of gifts, I should say, expecting them to pay anywhere within the region of £125 to £415 for the puppet. Unfortunately, not everyone finds this quirky idea to be quite as fun as they do, Sean.
It's very much just for them, that this is happening.
So the groom has took to Reddit, Sean, to state their case as to what has occurred. He wrote, "We also want everyone to wear their puppets during the entire wedding and reception. All puppets we're suggesting can be mounted on and controlled with one hand. The puppets are meant to be guests at the wedding, in the same way all our human guests are as well."
No. They're, what? That's such a burden to place on people. At, a day that, they'll book off work, they'll give... Because, they say just buy the puppet, but there's going to be money in cards and shit like that as well. Also, and here's how you fix this entire thing. Don't do it for the whole ceremony. Don't do it for the whole day. Have the meal, have a few drinks, then bring out the puppets.
Oh, all right.
And you will have the best crack you have ever had.
Wow, that puppet's saying some real racist stuff over there in the corner.
And it's just, he's like, oh, it wasn't me, it was the puppet.
Oh.
But he's on mic at the time.
Who gave that puppet a hood?
Wait, where's he moving that burning torch to?
This is fucked up, guys. It's the puppet, it's not me. I've only had a few beers.
But maybe that's a better way to do it, though, because you find out what your wedding guests are really like in that
Oh,
moment.
maybe. He says there's a lot of people not happy. Both of our parents, my wife's sister, and family members on both sides have complained that this is completely unreasonable. They're concerned about how are they going to eat and drink, and how are they going to dance. You don't need hands to dance.
Yeah. Oh, well, you do. Look, if I'm doing it, I need hands to dance.
What kind of shapes are you throwing here?
Oh, stacking the shelves, Connor. Cleaning the floors.
Can't just stack one shelf. What am I meant to do?
There's a whole warehouse here that has to be filled, folks.
This'll take double the time.
I was at a wedding and there was no one on the dance floor, so I tried to, get people on the dance floor.
Okay.
And, no, I was pissed. They had table wine. They had table wine at this thing. Oh man, it was so okay. But what happened is the DJ said, "Okay, and now let's get ready to party."
Oh, here we
and
go.
You just hear 1, 2, 3, 4, and any normal person thinks you're about to break into Outkast's "Hey Ya,"
From the Mambo number 5.
or the Mambo number 5. Now, it was neither of the two. It was Little Lion Man by Mumford & Sons. But I was out in the middle of that dance floor giving it socks.
What are even the dance moves at a wedding to Little Lion Man by Mumford & Sons?
It's a lot of air acoustic guitar.
Oh, a little bit of knee tapping.
Oh, there's knee tapping. The dance floor was constructed in such a way that you could get a really good sound if you stamped on it. So by the end of the night, I had everyone stamping, and it was great.
And because that's like Mumford & Sons, that you have to have the stamp.
Oh, Stampy Dance. That was my prison name as well.
Okay. That's how you got out. I take a few years off a sentence. I don't want to look at it anymore.
I can't stomach this for another sec.
Not another stampy night. So he continued, they're concerned about how they're going to eat and drink. As I said, we of course don't expect people to have their puppet on their hand while they're in the bathroom. But everywhere else, we'd really insist on it.
Just, that's oddly sinister. Also, I feel he does want them to use it in the bathroom.
Yeah. But is that weird?
Oh, it's definitely weird because what's the protocol there? You know, what's the order of operations?
Surely you can still wear it, but you just use the other hand.
I'm dual wielding at this wedding.
All day, every day, dual.
I go to the bathroom. I have to pick my favourites.
You can do one of those where you stick the puppet hand behind your back. I'm talking as a guy.
That is a formal piss that you are taking.
I'm taking a regal piss.
The one hand behind the back. Like a pheasant just walking along behind you.
So we also made sure that all of our food are all finger foods. There will be plenty of cocktail tables so people can put down their drinks. We've even made sure all of the food for the dinner itself is portioned so that it can be eaten in bite sizes, just with a fork, without having to use a knife.
So you're going to be fucking hungry as well.
Yeah, no, you're going to be starving and you're going to be walking around with a fucking puppet. The groom-to-be believes the reluctant guests would have a blast once they're actually there with their puppets, and doesn't feel like they've made an unreasonable request. Now, some other people on Reddit, Sean, this might surprise you, have come in to say it's a bit fucking mad, isn't it?
Strong opinions from Reddit, Connor.
So I mean, here's the thing, Sean. I wanted to come to you. I wanted to know your thoughts because obviously we haven't been invited to the wedding. But if you had, but if you had, and they'd heard of your shapes and they'd heard of your stompies, do you think maybe you would have been first and guessed? Also, how much are you spending on the puppet? What type of puppet are you getting? This
is the thing. Now, my gut instinct would be, I'm going to make this fucking puppet myself. How hard can it be?
Yeah.
Then I would spend €800 on puppet making supplies.
No, you'd spend 300, then look at it and go, that's fucking shite.
That's shocking. I can't bring that.
I may restart again.
But I genuinely would just not bring the puppet. I would RSVP yes, and I'd give him, £200 in a card or whatever it is, and I would be like, Oh, there was an issue with the puppet factory.
He died on the way here.
He didn't make it.
Have like pictures of like the coffin.
Oh, you're already in the church. Puppet funeral. After the wedding.
Like when they turn up, you're already there, but like you're the only one crying in the pews. Like,
I'm wearing a suit. And I'm
gone too soon.
I'm dabbing my eyes with a hanky, but the other hand is still in the puppet shape because it hasn't come to terms with it yet.
Also, if you've got old people, now look, I'm saying I'm absolutely fine with old people getting invited to weddings, Sean. I'm just saying, in this scenario,
it's a weird stance to take, Connor.
It's a weird stance to take, I know, but in this scenario, I feel like they shouldn't be brought after a certain age, due to the fact that might not be steady on their feet. And they might be walking around, you're already taking 50% of their balancing off them by having it in a puppet.
That is true, but surely they would get some kind of pass for age, that like you get an exemption from puppetry. Because what if they need a stick? What if they need a walking stick or anything?
Look, they should have thought about that before they went to the puppet wedding.
But they're part of the family, though.
Sure, they insist on it. I cannot stress enough how much they insist on the puppets. They're puppeteers themselves. They want it.
They're puppeteers. Fair enough. I'm going to get the best fucking puppet. I am going to upstage that entire wedding with this puppet. I'm going to put on the best puppet show you've ever seen. I'm best man at this wedding. Me and the puppet are doing a double act.
Oh,
and we're,
no.
taking the microphone off each other. Go ahead.
This might be the award for the worst possible wedding speech ever.
Oh yeah, it will be.
Yeah,
think of every Punch and Judy show you've ever seen. None, because it's not done here. But imagine the concept.
I was thinking, I've seen none.
Good. You remember that fucking Jeff Dunham, the puppet guy, back in the day?
Oh, he was big.
It's going to be. He was massive, but problematic. But there's going to be a lot of misremembered quotes from his stand-up bits.
Oh, good.
Is what any speech is going to be.
And this reminds me of something that would happen. I don't know if this show is in the US, but didn't they have like Don't Tell the Bride? Or isn't it like one of those where the guy books all the wedding?
And I think it is Don't Tell the Bride, it's called, yeah.
Is that what it's called? Yeah, and so then they give him like the money for it, but he has to book it all himself. And they always pick people who I can only assume have fallen off a ladder last week. Like they're walking around with triple concussions.
Like they're insane. Like I watched it one day. I went down a rabbit hole of this, and this dude like booked a Ryanair flight, and they got married on the flight. But the trade-off was that the bride's dad couldn't walk her down the fucking aisle because it's a Ryanair flight and it's tiny.
Like, genuinely.
And then, they didn't even go to a foreign location. They circled the airport, landed, and then went back to a warehouse he had filled with sand. Sorry.
They literally do the interview and I'm like, a really tall ladder. I cannot stress enough how tall this ladder must be because when they interviewed him, they're like, well, you know, her name is Sarah. She's a teacher. She likes sports, sporty gal, and she likes reading. She's big into literature, and look, we love movies. We love all the superhero movies and all that stuff. And so I've hired a bouncy castle, and we're going to get married on one of them. And I've also made her dress up as like a camo. I've given her dress a camo look, so maybe she's camouflaged into the bouncy castle.
Walking down the aisle in a ghillie suit, you know.
And I've got a goat for some reason, and I'm always like, can you hear yourself?
What's happening here? But that is the best. Also, this is like vaguely going into lad talk, but that's the best show to watch with your girlfriend because you look like the best human there's ever been.
Even if you've made one cup of tea in the past month.
Or even just watching the show, just being like, he's a fucking idiot.
Even being able to watch the show and remembering how to breed. You're like, you're smart. Jesus.
You're a genius. Do you want to plan the wedding? No,
this seems like the type of stuff that would go on in that show and they wouldn't tell the bride, for example. But in this one, they've both agreed, so it's a double trouble. It's double the power that you're dealing with. How you can't change their mind, I don't think.
How do you feel about puppets? Like, just aside from wedding and anything like that.
I mean, they're fine when they're not near me, like.
Oh, you have some kind of fear of puppets, do you?
No, just like in terms of the entertainment value.
Oh, right. Yeah, like I just don't know who's this into puppets. I guess there's all sorts, and do what you want, do what makes you happy. But like, would you be pissed off if like I invited you to my wedding and I told you, oh Connor, you have to wear, I don't know, an infinity gauntlet on your hand the entire night?
See, I'm different though. I think, geez, that's fucking cool.
I think that's class, actually. Yeah.
Class.
I'm making notes. Don't tell the bride.
But like, do I have to buy it?
You do. You have to buy like a replica one.
Oh,
and it's
fuck.
like 200 quid.
And if I don't get it, I'm not coming.
No, you can't be, I would say third best man.
I'm going to say now, I hope you have a lovely day.
I will still be taking my meal. I'll have it delivered.
Delivered to my home. No, I just feel like if you're going to this wedding, just maybe bring something else. But don't bring a puppet, but go along with it.
What if you bought like a Pinocchio fucking marionette thing? And like it's technically still a puppet, but it's this weird wooden monstrosity amongst a load of Muppet hands, you know, and he's just fucking going for it on the dance floor.
No, how you make your puppet dance? You just pick it up and fuck it into the middle of the dance floor. Fuck, see that move? Jesus, I'll go get it now. Just pick it back up, just fuck it away.
I think a lot of that's going to happen. Maybe we've just maybe in an American wedding, this will be a lot more well received. But this would not fly in Ireland.
No, in Ireland, you're not getting out of this alive. Okay, we're moving on to our next piece of news, Sean. And I have a man who had a very bad day. And this headline takes a turn about 2/3 of the way through. There's only technically 3 pieces of information, and 2 of them are normal. One of them took me by surprise.
Bit weird.
Man crashes into shop, runs off, attacked by emu.
Oh. This all hinges on the geography of the story. Where is this set, Connor?
A driver who crashed his utility vehicle into a shop at the centre of Wiltshire Town in England thought he was making an escape, only to get attacked by an emu as he ran from the scene.
Wait, so the emu was like defending the shop?
Not the emu, the emu.
The emu, that's what I said.
Yeah, sorry.
Emus wouldn't defend shit.
Rock on, my dudes.
We'll carry on.
The driver, who has not been named by police, somehow managed to swerve into the shop front on Gloucester Street in Malmesbury, everyone's favourite street, crashing into the shop front almost at 90 degrees to the road. Somehow, he ended up at a perfectly 90-degree angle.
He managed to T-bone a shop, basically.
How? How is that even possible?
That's not even the weirdest part of this story, though.
But that, remarkably, wasn't the worst thing to happen to him that day.
Man, me and this reporter are on the same page.
Who, with a passenger, ran from the scene as people nearby came to their aid. So people come over to help. The two of them were like, fuck, I think we might get blamed for this. So they get out of the car, set off. The crash scene was opposite the historic Abbey in Wiltshire Town, which is 25 miles from Bristol. I mean,
that's good to know. Bristol's a big pirate city, just as it goes. A lot of pirate history there. I'm sorry.
It's also next door to a hotel where the chef came out to help, and he said that he rushed because he has first aid training. And he went to see if the two people were scrambling, if the two people scrambling out of the vehicle needed help. We just assumed somebody had lost control of the car. But when we got there, they tried to run away. So Dean chases after them, the chef, right? Uh-huh. And he's chasing now the driver to give him first aid. I can only assume. Come back here!
But I'm just imagining the chef as a cartoon, big white hat.
Swedish?
Big Swedish, Muppet. Big meat cleaver in one hand. I'm thinking, I'm puppet based for the rest of the episode, I think.
So Dean gave chase as the driver ran off across the hilltop market town. A chase lasted for 15 minutes.
Jesus Christ, fair play.
Dean, why are you chasing him? He came out to be like, I have no first aid, I can help, and then quickly turns into, I'm going to track this man until my dying day.
Maybe he was like, okay, something's gone on, like that's a stolen car or something, and the chef wanted to stop it? Or stop the burglary, maybe?
They ran across allotments and eventually out of the town into the fields near the river and into a farm which keeps exotic animals, Shaun.
Okay. Not that uncommon, I've learned recently, that farms just have weird animals.
Yeah.
There's a place near me that just has alpacas just around. It's class.
Pretty good.
Yeah, it's pretty alright.
Have you gone?
No, I haven't gone yet. I'll tell you, I'm going to tell you off mic. It's very easy to locate it.
The driver leapt a fence and found himself face to face with an emu. And an angry one at that. And mother with her...
Sorry, an emu is the fastest land bird, by the way. Fastest flightless bird. It can run really fast. And he's just run 15 minutes.
He's fucked.
So he's not getting away from this emu.
Have you ever ran for like 2 minutes? I mean, you're always fucked after 2.
I mean, my limit is about 55 seconds, personally.
Before every sporting season, I start doing 5Ks, right? Just to kind of get fit. But normally, like, especially when you first start, like in January... You go running and like you're 90 seconds in or 2 minutes in, you're like fucking puffing. You are, boys?
Like, that must be 4.5k by now, surely.
You're thinking to yourself, I've only got to do half the first song, but I must be nearly done.
I can't even turn around because it's the same distance back.
Yeah, it's actually embarrassing if I jog back until you get your second wind. But like, these lads, I don't think they're training. This guy's just got into a car accident and has then ran for 15 minutes.
Yeah, he got into a car accident, no stretches, ran for 15 minutes and now has to like bare knuckle box an emu.
So the emu was angry as it was a mother with her young. The mother obviously felt threatened and proceeded to attack the man, said Dean. Then Dean says, I'm a fisherman. I have been around swans. Dean, you're a chef.
You're a chef? Well, I mean, I guess that is the natural progression though, isn't it? That,
you catch them, you cook them.
Catch the fish, figure out what to do with it. That's what that old proverb says.
Yeah.
But his experience as a fisherman is solely based on the fact that he's been around swans. Is that what I'm hearing?
Yeah, he's saying, and I've been around swans, which ultimately you wouldn't need to be a fisherman to be around swans, Dean, I think.
No. Like, you can be around swans at any point.
Yeah, I think you could be any single occupation, even a chef, Dean, and you could be around swans.
You could bird watching. There's a perfect opportunity to look at a swan.
Because he says when swans are with their young, they're protective. So I thought, there's no way I'm going in there. They are massive, he said.
He was like, nope, not for me.
His brain is going through this. He's like, I remember the swans. So, I mean, that lad's dead. He's fucked. I
saw a swan attack a dog once.
Yeah, you've told me this story. And you've told me swans are bastards.
Swans are bastards. Just any time it comes up, I want it to be known swans are bastards. Dean is the chef, right?
He's the executive chef and apparently a fisherman.
Okay, and swan expert.
Do the Revenue Council know he's double dipping on these jobs? Is he getting emergency taxed? I don't know.
Is the fishing more of a hobby or is it a profession? Is the question.
I can only assume it's a hobby, but even then, why is he fishing for swans? He's clearly not a good fisherman if he's trying to bait swans into the boat.
I don't think he's trying to catch the swan. I think maybe the swans are trying to catch the fish, but Dean is also trying to catch the fish.
But then why open would I'm a fisherman? So he says, I'm a fisherman, I've been around swans. That would imply to me, as someone who speaks English, he's catching no swan, Shaun.
But swans aren't fish, which if you spoke English you would understand.
Yeah, but Dean, he's confused.
Dean is dehydrated right now. He has just sprinted for 15 minutes. That's a very good point.
I'm a fisherman, and then he goes on to talk about 2 birds.
Yeah, he knows nothing about birds.
He's the worst fisherman.
I'm a shit chef.
I'd like a bit of chicken, a giraffe, of course.
I went bungee jumping once myself.
I'm a bungee jumper myself. I've been around elephants. Dangerous fucking birds, those emus. So help is quickly at hand in the shape of the Wiltshire police, who offered the man a better option than an angry emu and arrested him. I mean, what was the choice there? It like looks to his right and the emu has like a knife, and looks to the left and they're like, come out, we've got chocolate.
I think if an emu kicks you in the chest, you'll die.
Yeah, I mean, it's game over at that point.
Yeah, that's my classic pickup line as well. But if I were to give you a choice, Connor, you've done a crime. Yeah. And you can either go with the police, or I can leave you in this fence with an emu and turn my back for 5 minutes. Which one are you going to pick?
Is it the Irish police?
Let's say yes.
Oh, well, I mean, at that point, the lads. You're going with the boys.
Off with the boys. We'll talk about our time in school together.
Nobody. John, is that... John, did you went through, did you? Fucking hell, I haven't seen you in ages. Fair fucks to you,
let anyone be a guard these days, won't
We had a guy play for our sporting team. He was a cop, and he literally brought us in to do a line-up once. I think I told this on the show. He was like, we need lads to do the line-up for the criminal. And so I've been in a criminal lineup, right? And I knew I had not done that murder, or no, assault it was. I had not done it. They even brought the guy out in fucking handcuffs and put him in the lineup, right? And at the same time, when they were like, the person is choosing, I was like, oh fuck. I was like, oh man.
And was it like you see in movies, like the glass wall and the...
No, it was outside.
Oh,
we were outside, and the
like
other
a firing
was
squad situation.
There was a lot of lads there with guns. No, we were all blindfolded. No, we were all outside in the lineup, and the other person was inside, behind the two glasses or whatever. The two glasses, double-sided glass is what I mean.
Of course, yeah.
And so they were basically looking. I was in the lineup, and I'm thinking to myself, I know I didn't do it, but I was eyeing your man up. And I was like, how fucking similar am I? Like, what shade is that hair? What's the height like?
You're like comparing yourself to him.
I was like, if I go down for this, I just came down here to help out.
And if that person had picked you, would you have been arrested, like? Or did they?
See, the thing is, but I was only there as a favour. Like, the lad was like, oh, we need 3 other lads. Like, and so if I'd come down, I think... he probably would have vouched for me that I definitely wasn't the person they were looking for.
So, you know, he's not capable of it. Look at him.
He's a fucking idiot, this lad. And also, if I did do it, why would I agree to do the lineup?
Perfect alibi, you know.
If I had done the crime and then thought I've gotten away with it, and then was asked, do you want to do the lineup? I wouldn't then say, yes, I'd like to come back around and double dip, triple bluff you, and come back in for the lineup.
Would it not look more suspicious, though? Because what if your friend who's the cop, what if he knew that you did it?
But sure, then at that point, just arrest me. Because I could just say, oh, I'm not around that
night. He's got no evidence, but he knows. He knows. He's got a hunch.
He's got a hunch. He's looking sus.
So if you start saying no, it's going to sound more and more like you're saying yes, Connor, to killing that man.
So, Shaun, what do you do at this point? This guy's already crashed the car 90-degree angle. He goes on a 15-minute run. He's got to be, I can only assume, fucked. Emotionally, physically, just out on his feet. And he gets into a cage with an emu. And at that point, I think you got to really question everything that happened in your life that's led you to this point, because one kick, as you said, is game over.
One kick, one peck. I mean, I think there's a very narrow window there where it can all be okay, and you just need to somehow convince the emu that you're not a threat, which is easier said than done. But,
just like, yeah, what do you do? How do you coax an emu into neutrality?
I'm thinking it's a lot of like hands up, palms open, and saying like, hey, it's all right, and then you're
the old classic.
The old classic, you know. I'm assuming that would
isn't
work.
Isn't there a thing with bears? Is it that if you do that or if you don't do that, they eat you one of the ways?
I wish you knew which way it was.
Don't go into the forest with me. But I think I read somewhere that some bears are different. So like there's brown bears, and then the other bears. Of course, we all know the other bears, grizzly.
Grizzly bears.
And other than that, polar, they're my 3. They're kind of all I know, really, to be honest.
There's a thing that if the bear is brown, you lie down.
And you just
try and survive. If it's black, you fight back and you punch the nose. If it's grizzly, you're probably dead. And if it's a polar bear, you're also probably dead.
You're probably somewhere you shouldn't be. You should probably go south or north.
Yeah, you're probably a little bit cold. No polar bears down south, though, I'll have you know.
Yes.
In the South Pole. All in the
Is there
north.
penguins there?
I think there is penguins in the South Pole, Connor. You're correct. That's how they ended up in Madagascar.
I'll tell you something, Attenborough is shaking in his fucking boots. Is it me and you on the narration?
I would love to do a nature narration. I think it'd be great crap.
All these people you see, like John Boyega and like Michael B. Jordan, they're doing it. They're putting on a deep voice. They're like, in the eddy, we see the cheetah running. I don't like that. Don't eat it, right?
Yeah.
What we need is just the two of us going, are you meant to put your arms up, or this lad's going to be fucked?
Just us remembering vague animal facts that we kind of have.
And nobody gave us a script.
No, they just let us riff over 2 hours of penguins killing each other.
They give us a room with David Attenborough for half an hour. We get to ask him a question, and then we have got 3 hours of recording straight after.
But they didn't tell us, and we just end up watching those Planet of the Apes movies. But we think it's a documentary.
This is very good.
God, James Franco's heavily involved, isn't he?
So, Shaun, we're going to move on to our next piece of news. And we've got a thief caught on camera doing one of the strangest pieces of robbery we've seen in a while. Because I have thief caught on camera stealing trees in North Portland.
Oh, like a whole tree?
Well,
how big is, like a full-grown tree or like a sapling?
When Luis Rojas and Mi Burrito owner Miguel got to work Friday morning, they immediately noticed 2 of their trees outside were gone.
It's not what you expect to see. It's very much a double-take moment, isn't it?
Yeah.
Where you're like, what the fuck?
There definitely was a tree there yesterday. I think it's crazy. I mean, who steals trees, Rojas said.
Rojas asking the real questions here.
When they went through their surveillance videos, they realised they caught the plant thief on camera. After 3 a.m. on Friday, the video shows a man walks by the front of the restaurant on North Lombard Street, everyone's favourite street, pulling at one of their trees in their planter and walking away. Then he walks back, yanking the tree out and leaving a mess behind. Then the surveillance shows the man pulling his car around, loading up the tree, and then going back for the second tree, loading that up, and driving off.
Okay, so he took 2 trees for his own purposes, I'm assuming?
For personal use, I suppose. Rojas and Miguel don't think this is the first time this guy has taken plants from them, though. As just 2 weeks ago, more of their plants were stolen.
It's such an odd thing to steal, a plant.
It's just a tree. It's just a normal tree.
What kind of tree?
A green one?
Jesus, okay.
I'm on the nature documentaries as well, so he spent a good $500 trying to fix the front of the store, and it was looking really nice, said Rojas. Planted those little trees this last month, and yeah, he's been trying to fix it up nicely, trying to get ready for the summer. He's talking about the owner Miguel. Rojas said everyone is struggling right now, and you had to say this to the thief. It's not cool at all, you know? You got people over here trying to make a living, and then just people stealing trees? What the fuck is up with that?
I love how baffled and exhausted this man is.
It's probably the strangest thief we've had in a while, that you just drive up, but clearly he's walking. He has a yank on the tree. And he's like, wait, that's not fully in.
Yeah, I can grab this.
Yeah.
I can take this off.
But then there's got to be something in his head, because he's already stolen plants from there, like a few weeks ago, to be like, I want no greenery to be here at this store for some reason.
Does he have some kind of vendetta against the burrito place? Also, is there a line, right? Because what if he stole a seed from the tree? Would that be thievery?
Yes.
A seed?
I suppose, when does a seed become a tree, Shaun?
Well, this is a big discussion.
It's a big question. This is a big discussion, you know what I mean?
I mean, in many ways, it simultaneously is a tree and isn't a tree.
And isn't a tree. I think we had, actually, I had a story that didn't make it a few weeks ago of a woman who was getting sued by her next door neighbour because she chopped off bits of the tree that were in her back garden, and then she planted them in her garden, and then they grew an even bigger tree.
Oh.
And the guy was like, that's my tree. Give it back. And she's like, it's a fucking tree. Like, I can't give it back.
That's true. And he didn't cultivate that tree.
No.
So that's an interesting, it's an interesting situation you've put forward there, Connor.
I have another story. My dad was, there was a big, I suppose a bush out the front of our garden. Okay.
Okay.
And he had this great idea that instead of going to buy a second batch of seeds for a second bush, what he could do was,
I love this,
slice the top off the one in the front and bury that in the backyard. Ultimately, 2 of them would grow.
And did that play out as your father expected?
Well, it took all day. I remember it was a Saturday. I think I wasn't that old. I think I was quite young. But I remember my mother being like, this is quite possibly the dumbest idea you've ever had. And him being like, it's fucking gold. Just wait to see this. Right?
Infinite bushes.
And you can understand the vibe that was going in the house that day, as I was maybe 7, being like, something's off. But
I like the idea as well that your dad woke up one morning and just decided to do this.
It was fully just that day. Looked out the window, was like, that fucking bush can be halved and put in the back, right? And so he spends a long time slicing this fucking York in half. Then he somehow gets it through the house, leaving stuff everywhere. The shit was everywhere. That did not go down well. He put it through the house, right? Of course he did, right? So the place in fucking bits. He gets to the backyard, digs it up, plants it, okay? Yeah. You'll never be surprised to know both of them died.
It was a gamble. It was double or nothing, you know?
He took the big risk and he ended up with no bush. So you can understand how a few days later, if you're in any relationship with anyone, how at that moment you have 2 choices. You can either accept and may fuck that one, or you have to double down. And so, if I remember correctly, I think he doubled down and he was like, no, that was a good idea. It was something to do with the bush that was wrong.
Just, it wasn't hardy enough for the environment, you know?
and then you just kept getting the, yeah, I would say that, yeah.
Right.
A lot of...
replace that bush now.
Which is not the response you want for any grand ideas that you're getting.
It really isn't, no, but I think, like, a part of me is like listening to that story and being like, fuck, I can see where he's coming from though.
The man was trying to double up.
It's making a lot of sense to me here, Connor.
But it made sense for like the hours that he was doing it. And then about, I would say maybe 2 days later, I remember distinctly him going, yeah, I think I fucked that now, to be honest. That was a dumb idea.
Because I like you can see the edges of the leaves just starting to go brown.
They were just fraying as there was literally... Because if you just chop off that top, there's no, like, roots. He just was digging a fucking hole and putting the top of it into it.
He just buries a bush, is
he just buried the top half of a bush with no roots.
So what's the alternative then? Cut it in half? Lengthwards?
Down the middle.
Down the middle. And it'll grow and replace the other half.
I would assume just buy another few more seeds for a different bush.
Yeah, because bushes grow, so you could just get seeds for a bush. It's going to take fucking ages though to grow.
Oh, he didn't have time.
No, we need this bush here and now.
So, Shaun, what does this man want with the tree? Does he just do it up his house, or is it a case of he just doesn't like that particular store?
I think it's a store thing. I think he might have been like... But surely, if it was this thing with the store that like banned him or whatever, the store owners would know exactly who it was.
Yeah, they have him on CCTV, but they don't know who it is.
I think he's just found an easy mark now for plants that can be taken. So they need to start getting like trees but they're poured, like there's concrete poured on top of them. So the lad tries to pull it. Yeah, the fake tree is concrete over him. The guy tries to pull it the next day, and it's actually like
a bomb.
It's like paper mache with barbed wire inside it. So he grips it, and then his hands are in bits.
Or glitter. You blow up the bomb in glitter, then you know it's him.
Or napalm, and you burn him to death.
C4. You C4 the tree into the ground.
To any FBI agents listening.
My Google search is here. Where to get C4.
Oh no.
Let's just hear the sirens. Shaun, I have one small story that I really wanted to get to, and you'll very quickly realise why I've covered this story. Richmond Mayor offers $500 reward for source of mystery bass beat.
Mystery what?
Bass beat. Bass.
Oh, like bass. Like, okay. I see. Thank you for the audio demonstration.
Yes. It's a mystery. They don't know where it's coming from. The mayor's offered a $500 reward for anyone who can track it down.
Not high enough, in my opinion.
This mayor, by the way, has, I think, possibly the best name we've ever covered on this show.
Holy
Richmond
shit.
Mayor Tom Butt.
Nice.
Butt, spelled with 2 T's, it's Butt.
Mr. Butt, pleasure to meet you.
Mr. Butt. How did he get through school? How did he get to anywhere?
That's why he became the mayor. So like he's like, no one can bully me.
Nobody can bully me if I'm the mayor. How did he win the mayoral campaign?
You wouldn't vote for a man named Butt in a mayoral election.
Mr. Butt, I suppose you would. He announced on Sunday that his office was offering a $500 reward to the person who can clearly identify the source of a mysterious bass beat that disturbed the sleep of city residents last Saturday night and early Sunday morning.
Okay, but can it not just be attributed to music or something like that?
Well, it is music, Shaun. That's the thing. It's dubstep. There's dubstep playing. Now, look, I think we all think of the same thing of, would you not just go towards where the noise is coming from? That would make sense.
That's how sound works.
But here's the thing. They played it all night. They stopped playing it in the morning. Then they played it all night. They stopped playing it in the morning.
Go out at night then.
No, the police only work 9 to 5, okay?
That
they're not going out.
Convenient for criminals.
The mayor later stated that a few community tips may have helped them narrow down the identity of the source of the sound. I mean, it's a speaker. We can solve that bit.
We can figure that much out, Mr. Butt.
One tipster actually received the $500 reward after they confirmed that the noise was generated from pickup trucks loaded with music speakers from electro-funk music.
What? So they know where it's coming from.
Well, they know it's coming from. It's coming from music speakers on the back of pickup trucks, and the speakers are blasting electro-funk music for a late night party.
But that person is just describing the situation. They're not giving
describing noise,
describing sound. Basically, it's a lot as well to say. It's definitely the back of a pickup truck.
Residents in widespread locations spanning from Point Richmond to Centre City to East Richmond Heights. Pretty great places.
Do we have a radius on that? Or?
5,000 miles. I don't know.
That's quite big.
They were talking about an incessant bass tone beat that kept them up all night, said the mayor. Some people reported hearing the loud repetitive noises throughout late Saturday night and into Sunday morning until 8 a.m. as they desperately sought its source. I mean, like, walking through the street, surely that would narrow it down, because as you said, it's sound.
Yeah, unless they've set it up in various locations around the city.
You confuse them. They're
trying to distract them while they have a big rave in the centre.
Now look, it wasn't normal music, Shaun. we've heard from J-Man, who said it was a loop of some sort of electronic dance music, EDM techno, that would start and stop a few times, get louder and louder and louder, and then stop. And then start all over again at the very bottom of the beat. Over and over again throughout the night.
I mean, it sounds like a good time, doesn't it, Connor?
Sounds like a bit of crack.
Bit of crackola to be had. There'll be many a stamping done to that. Does J-Man... J-Man seems like a very cool individual, right? Does J-Man have anything to do with this? Yeah, why is J-Man ratting out the little techno club that's going on?
Mayor Butt said...
Connor, please, he's an elected official. Don't bully him.
Mayor Butt. There's no way you can still not be bullied. If your name is Mayor Butt. Mayor Butt is just too good. Mayor Butt said the sound continued after 2 a.m. when the event ended. So they just kept playing the music after the party apparently was over.
Same thing the whole time, just on a loop. Mm-hmm. You'd say something if it was a good playlist, but...
They also said it included the possibility of someone driving around the area with the beatbox in a boom car.
I love that idea.
These are all just very white old people terms, I must admit. Mayor Butt is saying there's beatboxing going on in a boom car.
Yeah, because the beatbox, that implies someone is doing that with their voice, which is not ideal.
It's the hippity hoppity brigade.
I do love the boom car concept, though. That it's just this car that drives around and the bass is constantly dropping on it.
It's just constantly about, just as you think it's going to get there, it stops, starts again. That would be the worst type of dubstep. The bass never drops.
That definitely exists. It's all build, the whole song, and then it just cuts.
And then it ends.
And then Never Gonna Give You Up plays at full volume.
My most hated thing these days is redoing songs from the 80s but with music or dance music on them.
I know this trend.
Redoing them in general. The recent one with Elton John and Dua Lipa, isn't that one that they redid Rocket Man? And I'm like, just leave it. Rocket Man exists. Elton, you don't need the money. I know you don't.
You've cashed in already, and fair play to you.
Elton, you're still alive. Just leave it.
I'm really into people making really just fucked up versions of songs from movie lines. Have you watched Stranger Things yet?
Yes.
You know the Chrissy Wake Up thing?
Yeah.
There's a whole bunch of versions of that, but people have vocoded it to the Star Wars theme song, and it's hilarious to me. I don't know why.
It used to be a thing back when we were young, was people would say, I'm a DJ, and all they would really do is take the song, put it into their computer, probably through LimeWire, and then just slow down bits of the song, and then speed up other bits of the song, and you were a DJ.
You were, yeah. And crossfade was a big thing. Just whack 2 songs together, why not?
You got to crossfade in, crossfade back out. You go back in and you speed up the first song, so you know it's getting higher. Beats getting more and more. You don't know what to do with yourself, Shaun. The party has already started.
Look, Connor, I was in the middle of all of those parties. Me and my friend Mr. Butt.
Mayor Butt. I really want more things to happen in this town, so we hear more from Mr. Butt.
If anything ever, we often forget characters. If anyone ever does pop up again in a weird news story, oftentimes we do forget them. If Mayor Butt ever pops up again, it'll be like Iron Man coming back to the MCU. It's going to be amazing.
The man, his name is literally Butt. I mean, I cannot stress enough how much bullying he deserves. But it's I'm talking, you don't have to go all in, but I mean, his name is Butt. It's just, you know what I mean?
His father, Harry Butt.
His uncle, Willie
Butt.
Look, it's all fun and games here. All fun and games. So we're finishing off Weird News this week, Shaun, with, of course, Florida Man. because Florida man, he's done some stuff. So we're finishing off with Florida man arrested for driving to Space Force base in stolen truck to warn government of aliens.
That's a plot to a film, surely. Mm-hmm. Okay.
I mean, he's maybe the wisest of us all. He's warned us.
I think so. Space Force base as well. Like
Space Force base. Do you not remember Space Force? It was set up. I think Trump set it up.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I do remember this. It was
like
a whole
thing. Branch of the military. Space Force.
I just figured they had wound that down by this point.
Now, here's the thing. I've seen Independence Day too. Space Force doesn't work, okay? Those aliens still come, they fuck us all up.
Yeah, but those lads didn't do nothing. We've got Big Willie to defend us, Connor.
He wasn't around for that movie. He didn't come back.
We've got his son character?
Chris Hemsworth's brother? He's there?
Yeah, that's probably fine, right?
A man has been arrested in Florida after he allegedly stole a pickup truck and drove to a Space Force base to warn the government that US aliens were at war with Chinese dragons.
I'm sorry. Okay, so the space aliens.
Nationalities on them, even though they're not from the planet.
What's going? Oh no, buddy, they would have believed you, but you've just levelled it with a certain amount of bias here. So the space aliens are US citizens.
Well, they came here legally, Sean, through the migration system.
They got visas, and then
they all have green cards.
They're fighting the mythological Chinese dragon.
Well, they're not mythological. They're fighting them, aren't they?
But are they, though? Are they? Like, where's the evidence, Connor?
So, Corey Johnson was arrested on Friday last week, so the 22nd of July. Johnson, who's accused of stealing the Ford F-150 several days prior, claimed that the president had instructed him to go to the base to tell the lads.
Big Joe Biden said.
Big Joe. According to an arrest, only you can tell us this message that the US aliens and the Chinese dragons are fighting. According to an arrest affidavit, Johnson allegedly stole the 2013 Ford 3 days prior along from Riviera Beach. On Tuesday, he embarked on a 2-hour journey to South Patrick Drive, where the base is located. The affidavit also states that Johnson told deputies the President of the United States had told him in his head he must take the truck and warn the government of the war between the aliens from the USA and the Chinese dragons. They're fighting and the lads need to know.
What side are we on in this then? Between the US aliens and the Chinese dragons?
I have to be honest, I think if you bring the fact that there's aliens in the US to the Space Force, I think that's going to make them feel bad, because clearly they've failed in their mission.
You had one job, lads.
Like, you had one job to get them out, and they're here, and not only are they here, they have perfectly valuable visas, and they're working full-time in the USA, I can only assume, and they have residency.
But now they're going to war, just themselves, their own tight-knit little community.
You would think lay low. Just lay low. If you've gotten in, you've gotten there, you know what I mean, you're a half lizard person, just chill out for a while. No, go straight for the dragons.
Right, okay. What's their beef with the dragons, though? What's the issue there? Because they presumably, being from space, are not bound by the same level of bias and intolerance as many wars are fought over on Earth, Connor.
Yeah.
No, so what the fuck do these US aliens have against the Chinese
I love
dragons?
the fact that aliens come here and immediately devolve into like a human idiocy. That we're like, we gotta fight someone else.
We need to prove that we're the best.
We're a class. And so, I mean, he's very kindly carjacked a different car, and he drove the 2 hours because he thought communicating this information about this extraterrestrial life form is very important, Sean.
Why, if the president needed this information told to the Space Force, why couldn't the president, head of the American government, contact an American government agency, given his power as president, to let them know this information, Connor?
He didn't have time. Why
does President Joe Biden have a direct mental link to Corey here? When was that set
Not
up?
even a phone number. He's going straight through mental link.
Straight through up here. Here's what's going on. Let me tell you. Is this a constant feed of information? Can Joe turn it on and off?
Is it the one and all? Is it a one and done? Is Joe an alien?
Is it a one and done situation, do you think?
Did Joe have like one chat with Doctor Strange and he was like, I'm only allowing you to link with one person for 2 minutes and you've got a very important message. And this is it. And Joe said, I'd like Corey Johnson, Florida man, to pass on this information that it's very important. There's dragons in China and also aliens in the USA.
Corey, where are you? I hope it's 2 hours away from where you need to be.
You need a car. What, you don't have a car? Steal a car. I'm giving you full permission to steal a car.
You tell them that the president allowed you to steal this car. They'll know what it means.
Oh, they'll pick it up. That's pretty subtle, but they'll pick it up. Do you believe any of his story, Sean? Has Florida man gone wrong here?
I think I'd love to believe the story, Connor, but the level of quite frankly convenience that he is the only one who can hear Joe Biden and he just happened to steal a car and drive to a Space Force base. It doesn't line up for me, you know.
So what do we think actually happened? Are we thinking he stole a car, then he ended up at the Space Force base, and then let's think of this on the fly?
I think so. I think that during the long 2 hour drive, he had time to think about a believable alibi, and I think, you know what, he fucking nailed it in one.
When he thought of that, he was like, fuck, they could be US aliens. And then we need to fight someone else, wouldn't we? I can't fight a different alien.
I need a bigger threat. I need to create a threat bigger than I am
it's
now.
Godzilla and Mothra. Right, so we have aliens, right? But they can't fight other aliens because they don't want to start alien on alien war, okay? So
not at all.
If people find out there's aliens, we need an even bigger threat to take people's minds off the aliens being here so then they can accept them.
What if he believes in aliens, right? So he's like, okay, I'm just going to tell him that aliens are coming.
Yeah.
But then he's like, oh, fuck, but I really like aliens. But I don't believe in dragons.
Yeah.
So I need a way to get the general public on our side about aliens.
Our side, me and Joe.
Our side, me and Joe. To get them on our side about aliens. So we need a common enemy. And what does everyone hate? Dragons.
I think I'd back a dragon before I back an alien.
Oh, a dragon has that fight over an alien.
Dragons are taking that 10 times out of 10.
But that's why, like that's why, like the American people would love an underdog story. Do you know? So that's why you got to side with the American aliens versus the far superior dragons.
It's just, you know what, Florida man, he gets up to some stuff. This is just a normal week for him. This is just what he does.
The older I get, the more of these shows we do, the more I empathise with Florida man, Connor.
I think the two of us have come around that maybe he's in the right.
Maybe sometimes he's not so bad, alright? He's just going on little adventures.
Sorry about that stolen car. But Sean, I think that's it for this week's Weird News.
What a week of weird news, Connor. Would you like me to take us out?
Yeah, sure, why not?
Thank you everyone for listening to this episode of Weird News Wednesday. We will be back on Friday with Hero or Zero, Monday with Movie Mondays, and next Wednesday with another episode of Weird News Wednesdays. Big thank you to everyone over on Patreon, patreon.com/Heroes for Hire podcast. Link to that in the description. And shout outs, of course, go to watch the Yes and 24-hour D&D charity live stream starting 12 p.m, 27th of August, New Zealand Standard Time. Waffles will be DMing. Excellent news, Waffles. I will try and tune into that if I can. That sounds like fun. I don't know what the time conversion is on that, but that's what Google exists for. Thanks also to Ciara Lawler, David Clarke, Ed Ball, Joe Burney, Róisín the wife Palmer.
Sean, Róisín has changed her name that she sent in last week and I forgot all about it. So Connor, I apologise.
Didn't update the Google Doc.
But Sean, Róisín's new name is Róisín Chunky Lobes.
Róisín, that was sent in a private message.
Yeah.
Because I got my ear pierced and the guy who was doing the piercing said I had chunky lobes and he had to use special ear piercings. So, and I said that in confidence.
So it's Róisín Chunky Lobes.
Róisín Chunky Lobes Palmer.
Shaun Chunky Lobes, really.
Well, look, she's keeping the side up. Ryan technically fine Evanson. Shaun Chuck it in the wash and it'll be grand Jamieson. Dominic, Jessiah Florida Gal Green, Anna Hjelmroos, Lil Dicky I'm from Colorado and have pushed a peanut with my nose up a mountain, but you don't hear me bragging, McGrew. If that's true, by the way, I'm sorry for all the slagging off I did about people that did that.
There's no way he's done.
Not at all. Not at all.
Videos where we don't believe it.
Thanks also to Danny McLaughlin, Ray, The Fabulous Frogman, Sam, Michelle Browne, Michaela Doughty, Sackman41, Frost and Buster. Thank you all for the continued support. You're absolutely amazing humans. And head on over to Patreon if you want to check out movie reviews and stuff we do. Review of The Incredible Hulk. Going up very, very soon. One of my favourite MCU films of all time, inexplicably.
Amazing.
Other ways to support the show is the merch store link below, heroesforhire.ie/shop. Twitter is at Heroes for Hire Pod, the 4 is the number 4. Facebook is Detective Divilment's discussion group. Instagram is Heroes for Hire Podcast. And the best way to ever help out the show is to tell one human being that we exist.
Just a one, please.
I think that's about it, Connor.
I think so. So I've been Ciara Lawler.
I have been Shaun Chunky Lobes Mead.
So we'll see you all next week.
Bye.
Bye.